Hello, Perfect Paint fans. Lynne Forsythe here to share another little tutorial on playing with Perfect Paints. If you know me, you know that I love Perfect Paints and have been playing with them for years. And this is a piece that I did quite a while ago. And to be truthful, I have no idea what the fabric was that I used. So what I did was I pulled out a couple different types of fabrics. Here's one that reminds me of my grandfather's old handkerchiefs that he always carried in his pocket. It's a very thin fabric. It's almost see-through, but I love using this fabric. My second one that I tried was a higher-end muslin. It's got kind of a nice little sheen to it. It's a really beautiful fabric. And then the last one was one that basically felt like an old sheet to me from back in the day before we did the 500 count and all that kind of stuff. So here are my samples of what it was. So this one right here is the high-end muslin. This one is the handkerchief type fabric. And this one was the bed sheet. Now, personally, for me, I really like this one. So I'm going to show you how I made that one. All the other ones were made using the same technique. They just had different results on the fabrics that I chose. Okay, so like I said, this is the sheet fabric, and I'm going to be using 3 different polishing plasters. Yes, I am painting with polishing plasters. So the ones that I chose are Copper Clay, Radiant Sun, and Dried Cranberries. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a dollop of each of them onto my craft mat, and we're going to begin to play. Okay, so I have my 3 different polishing plasters here on my craft mat, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of it onto my palette knife, and I'm noting that it's on this edge of my palette knife, so I'm going to use that and just run it down the fabric. So all I'm doing is just taking the polishing plaster and applying it randomly in thin layers onto my fabric. Then I'm going to pick another color, which happens to be Copper Clay, and now I'm going to do the same thing all over again as I layer these colors on. So lastly, I'm going to take my dried cranberries and I'm going to come back in with a little bit more of the Radiant Sun polishing plaster. Put it over a little bit over the top. I know that the Radiant Sun was not in my original, but I decided I wanted to put that in this time to give it a little bit more oomph. All right, so there you have it. Now I'm going to dry this. So here it is all nice and dry, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's still that gorgeous shimmery magic that happens in the majority of the Perfect Paints products. Say that one 3 times. I have my fabric. I have my leaf that I chose to use. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my fabric and I'm going to go back and forth like this. Doing a little bit of an accordion fold here. Oh my gosh, are you loving this? I know I am. And I'm painting with Perfect Paints Polishing Plasters. Who would have thunk? There they are. There are my petals. I'm going to mix them up a little bit. Okay, so to finish the flower, I need a tiny attacher, a black marker, a piece of cardboard, and my petals. So I'm just going to take the marker and I'm going to go around the edges of the petals. Petals are all outlined. I'm going to take and squinch the ends of these together, and I'm going to staple them with my tiny attacher. All right, so I have my 7 petals. I have my piece of cardboard. I have some multi-medium here. I'm gonna use as my adhesive. We're just going to stick them onto the piece of cardboard. And now that they're all adhered down to that piece of cardboard, I'm gonna pick a button. That one. Oh, I like that one. So I'm going to adhere that down with my multi-medium. And there you have it, a flower made by painting fabric with polishing plaster. Who would have thunk? Thank you so much for joining me on my little creative journey today. And until we meet again, stay creative. Bye.